Welcome to Thunder Live on FanDuel Sports Network, presented by Toyota. Let's go places. A matinee matchup here in downtown Oklahoma City, and we saw a balanced, focused team effort by Oklahoma City to defeat the Pelicans 137-106. Everyone got involved in this one. Some high-flying action on this Sunday afternoon. 8 players score in double figures. Cason Wallace with a slam and also 5 steals. And the Thunder now start the season 7-0. They are now the 3rd team in NBA history to start 7-0 in back-to-back seasons. As we welcome you back inside of Paycom Center, I'm Paris Lawson alongside the Thunder's very own Royce Young. And Royce, the word that comes to mind for me when I think of this game for Oklahoma City, just very focused, very balanced, and just taking care of business, just left nothing to chance today.
Absolutely. Again, the Pelicans came in winless. The Thunder obviously undefeated coming in. Yeah. And the takeaway for me, like you said, Paris, is the focus of the team is remarkable. And I hope people just don't take games like this for granted, because there's context too that the Thunder were without 3 starters themselves. They're down 6 available players. And you get, like you said, 8 guys in double figures. Every player that played scored. They hit 23s. The way that the Thunder executed the ball movement was as good as we've seen all season long. The defense was disruptive. It was just a very professional performance by the Thunder. And again, yes, the Thunder, we all know that they're a great team. That's very obvious, but you still have to perform. And the Thunder performed in this situation. And you just can't take games like this for granted, because this is really impressive stuff.
Yeah, professional, a great word to describe the effort by Oklahoma City to get the win against the Pelicans here today. Let's bring in Chris Fisher and Michael Cage, who were on the call for all 48 minutes of this action. Guys, how would you describe this one?
Well, the Thunder came out, and I think they executed at an incredibly high level. The Pelicans came in, Michael, desperate. They're 0-5. I mean, they're feeling like, hey, look, we need to get some wins here. We need to get them fast. Yes, it's the last game of their road trip. They're coming off of a really tough loss against the Clippers. The Thunder had 2 days off, but boy, did the Thunder maximize those 2 days off. They had the practice. They came in, and you can really tell from really the first couple of minutes of this game that they played with intention and focus, and it showed out on the floor.
Well, I thought Royce brought up a good point about just the short roster, man. It just seems the Thunder have not had a full roster. They made no excuses. The mark of a good team is, they just play, and they get better and better each week. No Lou Dort this afternoon, but the stats were just as good. You can see the improvement. Paris and Royce talked about the 3-point shooting. You knocked down 20. You love that kind of number. The assist numbers, highest of the season. Any team would be happy to go north of 30-plus assists in a ball game. You get 12 steals. You had 16 on a couple of nights ago against the Wizards. And then you get to the paint. You're plus in the paint. It was just a plus all around with the 10 guys in double figures. Total team effort this afternoon. Fun to watch, fun to call, and a great way to start, this West Coast swing next week.
Yeah, usually you see a team make a run or make a push in a game. That just did not happen today. That's how much control the Thunder had in this game. And I just cannot say enough about the ball movement and seeing guys like Isaiah Hartenstein. Just looking at the box score, he had 8 assists for a big fella. Everybody was getting involved this afternoon. Really fun game.
Yeah, can you say that one more time?
Yeah, Michael Cage loved that.
0 assists.
A balanced effort from everybody in this game here tonight, including you two. Thanks so much, as always. We appreciate you. And I love they brought up that team effort, the assist. They were key in this game here tonight, and the Thunder got out to a blistering hot start in this game, was able to sustain that through 4 quarters. So what do you say we roll the tape and just run this one back, see how this one unfolded for Oklahoma City? Starting in the first quarter, as I mentioned, hot start for Oklahoma City on the offensive end. Very impressive how they were just able to just kind of hit the ground running in this one.
Yeah, points in the paint. The Thunder attacking early. 39 points in this first quarter. Chris and Mike were just talking about how the Thunder came out and set a beautiful tone early. Impressive stuff from the rookie Jeremiah Fears early in this one from Oklahoma. Had knocked down some nice shots, but this is a taste of that early ball movement. It was good to see Jay Will knocking down some shots throughout this game. But again, the second efforts to get in the open, making shots. The Thunder just move the ball around. When you move bodies around on the defensive end, it also creates offensive rebounding opportunities. threes.
You know, you mentioned Jay Will. How about him and Isaiah Hartenstein in the starting lineup for Oklahoma City? The first time we've gotten a look at that in the starting lineup for Oklahoma City.
It looked great. Jay Will played a great game overall today. Both him and Hart were awesome on the glass. They were awesome in space, guarding against Zion Williamson. How about this finish from SGA and the absolute insane spin that he put on that one? That was an incredible finish by the league MVP.
Yeah, easy money for Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and some incredible movement for Oklahoma City. New Orleans, they kind of went to this interesting zone throughout the entirety of this first half, and the Thunder making great decisions. It helps when you have a guy like Shai Gilgeous-Alexander with just a deep bag of tricks, and then the defense to offense always works.
I love watching PC run the floor on that. Doesn't take it for granted. Casey Wallace is an amazing transition finisher, but Brandon Carlson trails him on the play, and there's another taste of that awesome ball movement. Jay Will connecting the floor. You mentioned the junk zone that they were playing against the Thunder was very loose, and the Thunder did a great job of dicing it up.
Yeah, they picked it apart with some great screens, some great action, like that screen from Brandon Carlson to Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, and then just some incredible ball movement as well, getting downhill, putting pressure on the rim. That's an area that the Thunder knew they had an advantage in this one, scoring downhill, getting to the paint, an area where the Pelicans typically give up a lot of points, but that never gets old, does it?
No.
Alex Caruso getting a steal, getting out on the break.
At least one a game, it feels like. AC getting out there, just picking somebody's pocket clean. But again, this is the great ball movement, just simple stuff here. It might look simple as SGA draws 2 on the ball because you got to put 2 on SGA. Alex Caruso just rotates up into the slot and knocks down the shot. But the Thunder just did such a great job just finding open shooters, keeping the engine moving, keeping the blender churning, and they just kept the pressure on New Orleans. Again, 39 points in that first quarter.
You're noticing a trend here. The Thunder, great ball movement, great shots. It's not just threes. How about the lobs above the rim, the vertical spacing? Oklahoma City finding really quality looks throughout the entirety of this game. New Orleans, they also had a 30-point quarter in the second quarter as well. Zion Williamson getting going a little bit.
Yeah, it was a little bit of a slog for Zion. He got it going a little bit here in the second quarter. He was held scoreless in the first quarter. Again, I thought both Jay Will and Hart did a great job on him throughout the game, really building a wall. I love this ball movement here from the Thunder, just kind of resetting the possession. Awesome cut by A.J. Mitchell. That play looked like Uz had a layup, turned it down, looked like maybe he was going to get himself stuck in the corner, and A.J. with a beautiful cut right there.
Yeah, great patience by Ousmane Dieng. And then the one more, giving up a good pass for a great shot. That is Aaron Wiggins in the corner, one of 20 made threes for the Thunder in this game here today. And it just felt like everyone, why not make that? But that is a fantastic cut and an even better pass from Isaiah Hartenstein.
Classic stuff from both Hart and Wiggs. That's just a picture perfect cut from Aaron Wiggins, something we see all the time from him.
Some great moves as well from Jeremiah Fears. We mentioned Zion Williamson. The New Orleans Pelicans, they were knocking down shots in this one. They had some early efficiency, but it couldn't overwhelm the absolute deluge that the Thunder had on the offensive end of the floor. They were unrelenting offensively in this one.
Yeah, the Pelicans, there was some defensive breakdowns throughout it, and there was also just kind of some lazy rotations, leaving Thunder shooters open. Jay Will making them pay, hit 4 threes in this game, shooting it with a ton of confidence throughout this game. It's great to see Jay Will get it going from 3. Again, it's a long season. He started slow from the 3-point line, but he's a good shooter. He was going to get it going eventually.
We'll see the New Orleans Pelicans. They're going to try their best. They're going to get downhill. They're going to knock down a couple of shots here that feel like I give them a little bit of life. But at this point for Oklahoma City, they have such control of this game. And it felt like what we saw in the first half, maybe it was a little bit of shot making, but so much of what they were doing was sustainable offense, just finding good shots, getting downhill, and just making plays like this, finding the open man for a layup.
Yeah, great big-to-big pass. We saw it 2 times there, Jay Will to Hart. That's awesome to see right there. And like you said, Pelicans made a little bit of a push there, kind of cut it to 18 or 16, and the Thunder did a great job of spacing it back out. Chris Fisher mentioned it. This game never got in doubt whatsoever. The Thunder did a great job of answering any minor push that the Pelicans made. The effort was terrific throughout the game for the Thunder. And again, SGA in space and semi-transition. Hard to stop that, and that is just beautiful.
Unbelievable.
Stuff. He had the spinner just on the other side of the floor with the right hand, and that one was just crafty going up one-handed with the left hand to finish it. That was unbelievable.
I know that brought a tear to Michael Cage's eye, seeing him finish with the left hand on the reverse. Some incredible offense. I mean, this is really textbook offense for any NBA team. The Thunder putting on an absolute clinic. And then just, why not? Step back 3, top of the key. Let's do it.
Too much space for SGA. But that's, again, the pressure that he puts on you as the best driver in the NBA. He's led the league in drives per game for 6 seasons running. And when you step back on him just a little bit, he's going to make you pay. And then AJ Mitchell hooking up with Isaiah Hartenstein. That chemistry has been blossoming already throughout this year. The lob threat there that Hart always provides. I love the passing here from the Thunder. It's just great stuff. Just picking apart their spots. Again, a lot of times a drive can create that offensive rebounding opportunity especially against the zone, which is what the Pelicans played for much of the second half.
Yeah, the second chance points for Oklahoma City really strong in this game. Guys finding those the loose change around the rim to pick up those extra points, and then some incredible defensive activity. Cason Wallace, one of his 5 steals in this game here tonight. That made everybody happy.
Yeah, Cason turned on the afterburners there to go dunk that one. And then Aaron Wiggins said, all right, I see what you had there, Cason. Cason picks the pocket for Wiggs there, and then Wiggs hits the Jets right here to go and throw one down himself. Everybody having a good time with that one.
All smiles for Oklahoma City as they walk away with a dominant victory over the New Orleans Pelicans. And guess what? Everybody eats when you play that way. All 12 players for the Oklahoma City Thunder scored a field goal in this game. 33 assists on top of the fact that you also have 8 players in double figures. When you get everybody involved like that, yeah, it's hard not to smile.
Absolutely. It's fun. I'm sure that was a fun game to play because it was a fun game to watch. And again, I'm just going to stress the point of just the depth and the balance of this team. So much of it at the forefront with SGA, the way that other players have developed alongside his ascension into becoming probably the best player in the world, but there's so much room to breathe around him. Other players have developed their own games, and you can see the Thunder still look like the Thunder, even with 3 starters not available in this game. And that's, to me, a remarkable thing of how well OKC can play in these types of games where they're kind of trying to patch it together.
Yeah, incredible opportunity for the Thunder to just continue to play to their identity, which is very, very strong, as we've seen over the course of these 7 games. It was a pretty day here in Oklahoma City, and it was a pretty win for the Thunder inside of Paycom Center, defeating the Pelicans 137-106. And after the game, our very own Nick Gallo caught up with Cason Wallace.
Cason, the team offense just seemed to flow so smoothly today. Tell me about the team's process on that end and how you guys were able to just get the job done possession after possession.
Yeah, I feel like we were very organized today. We had a lot of gaps and we punched all of them. Making extra passes for a better shot is something that we've been working on.
You played off the defense, and you were a huge catalyst in that 5 steals. What goes into your work and your preparation for a game like tonight where you're able to get so many steals?
Just being in the gaps. Knowing the drivers and the hot shooters, just being able to, keep them in front of us and execute our game plan.
When most guys on this team dunk, everybody on the bench gives them a thumbs down. Tell me about that fast break and why I didn't see a single thumbs down from that bench on that one.
I don't know. They didn't decide to hate on me today, you know what I'm saying? So, I had some good steals and, they celebrated after.
Another great finish to a homestand. Just tell me about playing here and what it means to be able to run through the finish line of this homestand.
We love playing here. We got the fans behind us every time. They bring the energy. Yeah, we just love playing at home.
All right. Thanks, Cason. Appreciate you.
Thank you.
Cason Wallace, certainly a contributor in this one with those 5 steals that ties a career high, but also 13 points. He is one of 8 Thunder players in this game to score in double figures. And those 8 Thunder players, there are 4 players of the game today. Everybody chipped in this one, Royce.
The balance was incredible, just the way that and along with the balance too, it's the scoring, but it's also, you see so many different people passing to different people.
Great point.
And it's not just one person setting up to kind of generate that balance and manifest that type of balance. It's the whole team is setting up each other. And I think that that's an incredible part about this team is the balance persists just throughout the entire offense. Different players making threes, different players setting each other up, different players with highlight plays. And it just makes this team so fun to watch when you have that much dynamic activity all over the court.
And so many guys who can come in and make an impact in a multitude of ways. And the fact that you saw that celebration on the bench, it doesn't matter who makes the points for Oklahoma City. This team is going to celebrate it. They just want to see the right play made out there on the floor. And the Thunder had a lot of those right plays in this one today.
Yeah, you mentioned about kind of just different players and their different skill sets. How about J. Will again? Coach Mark talked about it, and him stepping into the starting five today to play alongside Isaiah Hartenstein. And that might not have been a possibility even early last season, but just the player development of J. Will, him as a shooter, hit 4 threes in this one to space the floor alongside the roles of Ihart, and then his defensive improvement to be able to guard different players out in space is a big part of why J. Will was enabled and available to make that kind of adjustment.
Yeah, so much confidence from Jalen Williams, J. Will, and so much confidence from his teammates into him as well.